Creating science of reading-based lessons for your kindergartners can feel tricky, especially if you're seeing your students online. However, it doesn't have to be. We're here today to talk about how to teach reading sessions online for your kindergartners in a way that aligns with the science of reading. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which components you need to include, tips for keeping students engaged while you see them online, and you'll get to see real-life examples of a kindergarten reading lesson that was hosted via Zoom. Plus, stick around till the end of the video because we have a free resource that we'll be sharing with you. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Michaela, and I'm from Ascend Smarter Intervention, where we make research-based reading instruction easy and accessible. If you want tips, tricks, and strategies to help your reading instruction, definitely hit subscribe below so that you never miss one of our videos. In every single lesson that we complete, whether they're online or in person, we want to be targeting phonological awareness, phonics, vocabulary, reading fluency, comprehension, and writing. Of course, this will look different around different ages and through the different grade levels. So today we wanted to show you exactly what each of these look like when we're working with kindergartners. As we work through these skills with students, we like to follow an I do, we do, you do approach. That way, we're gradually releasing the control to students and asking them to do the tasks after they've been modeled. As we're working through online lessons, it's important that we have manipulatives that students can move so that they get that multisensory feel and they remain engaged throughout the entirety of the lesson. The first thing that we're going to work on is phonological awareness. And now we'll split our phonological awareness skills into a reading warm-up and a writing warm-up that are completed before we get into phonics, as well as our word blending, or before we get into our spelling and sentence writing. Within reading, we're going to work on skills like rhyme discrimination, rhyme production, auditory discrimination, and phoneme blending. And in our writing warm-up, we're going to look much more at segmenting as well as phoneme isolation. Here's a video clip of a student in kindergarten working through their phonological awareness drill.
Try the second one.
Yep.
All right. You have the otter swam in the pond.
The otter swam in the pond.
Very good. Let's see how many there were.
6.
The otter swam in the pond. There were 6. Good job.
The next thing that we'll work on in our phonics category is a new letter. So in kindergarten, we're usually teaching consonants and short vowel sounds. As students are learning their letters, we want to make sure we're teaching explicitly so that they're able to understand exactly what the letter is, if it's a vowel or a consonant, and what sound it makes. Check it out.
So on this slide, we are going to talk about the letter C. Our key word for C is cat. What sound do we hear C making in cat? K. Very good. Now, do you have your whiteboard with you today?
Yeah.
Awesome. On your whiteboard, I want you to write the letter C and say, C says K, and then show it to me.
Okay.
Once students have gone through the letter sounds, we'll start to work on blending drills. As students are learning their letters, they're not going to know all of the letters in the alphabet at once. So definitely feel free to provide any sounds they're unfamiliar with and ask students to blend the sounds with you.
Let's try tapping out some of these. So we have our K at the beginning, then we're going to have d, K, d. What will that mean?
That would mean like cod is like a type of fish.
Very good. I didn't even ask for a definition and you already knew it. Good job.
As we work through a lesson, we always want to be looking for fluency. In kindergarten, fluency is really embodied into all of these tasks, looking for both rate and accuracy. Some of the ways we do this in kindergarten are through sentence or phrase level reading, where I, as the instructor, will provide the words in the phrase and ask students to read it fluently. We'll also look for letter or orthographic recognition tasks to make sure students are fluently, so again, accurately and quickly able to find their letters. Check out clips of both of these skills here.
On this slide, do you see any C's or O's?
An O right there.
Grab one of those yellow circles and drag it over to it.
Okay.
You got to click right on it. There we go.
Right.
Good job. So this would say, the dog sat. The dog sat. Can you try with me?
Yeah.
One word at a time first.
The dog sat.
All together.
The dog sat.
Very good. I am going to give you screen control, and I want you to highlight by dragging the circle down all of the letter C's. We're going to, again, set the timer for 20 seconds and see how many you can find. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, make sure you can move the screen. And you may begin.
No.
In kindergarten, one of the skills that we're working on for vocabulary is categorizing. So as students are going through this picture page that you'll see on the screen next to me, we are looking to see if they can find all of the words or pictures within a certain category. Check it out.
All right, I am going to give you the highlighter. So we're going to highlight any picture or any word that we would put in an animal category.
Okay.
Go through and find me all of your animals, and you're just going to highlight them with your mouse.
This.
Good.
This. This.
In kindergarten, most of the comprehension work that we'll do is looking at the word level. So asking students to match words with pictures is a great way to start building that vocabulary and word level comprehension.
So this first word, cat, cat. Where is our picture of a cat?
Right there.
Click on the arrow, and you tell me, is it 1, 2, 3,
3.
4, or 5?
3.
Something else you can do is making sure students are able to understand the difference between the subject and predicate. We'll call it the who or what and did what in a sentence, so that they're starting to see how those sentence pieces come together. When working on writing, there are a few different skills that we're going to target. We'll always start with that phonological awareness writing warm-up we talked about earlier. We'll complete an auditory drill, spelling, as well as sentence level writing. Let's check them out.
We are going to find the sound. So I'm going to tell you a sound, and you're going to tell me what makes that sound.
Okay.
So for the first one, we're going to say, which letter says
K? C.
Good. So we know that C says K. We're also going to type it up here. And give you a word. We're going to figure out what sounds we hear in that word and then find the letters for it. For example, on this first one, if our word was ek, is that a real word or a made-up word?
Made up.
That's a made-up word. Ek, I hear ek. I know that E says eh. And what says k?
C.
Okay, so we're going to do it just like that, okay?
Okay.
When working at the sentence level, there are a few different styles of sentences that we will work on with students. First, we'll do sentence copying, where students will copy the sentence in their workbook, or they can do this on the screen in a digital lesson or on a whiteboard. We'll do sentence dictation, where we read a sentence to the student and ask them to write it down. And we'll use silly sentences, where they get to pick a subject, predicate, and adverbial to write a sentence. Let's check out a clip of that here.
Yeah.
Very good. And did he nap fast, at night, or all day?
All day.
Todd naps all day. Do you want to type the sentence or handwrite it?
Type it.
All right, we can type this one. Go ahead and click. Oh, I need to give you screen control again. Go ahead and click into that text box there, the orange one, and you can type that sentence in that line.
Okay.
The last thing that we target for students in kindergarten are sight words. And these are words that students need to know quickly because they're going to see them really often. We'll have them trace the word with their finger to help get that multisensory component. And then it's important that they're able to see the word in context and use the word in context. So we'll often ask them to read it in a sentence as well as to use it in a sentence. So let's check out a video of a student learning one of their sight words.
I. So sometimes I will look like this, and sometimes we'll see it like this. I had a little bit too much of a space in there. So we need to be able to know it both ways when we're reading. When we're writing, I'm going to say, let's go ahead and write it like this, okay?
Okay.
Because what letter does it look like without that?
L.
Good. It looks like an lowercase L, but sometimes our capital I, we can have it both ways depending on what font is used. So I says I. Can we go ahead and trace that with our finger on the desk?
Okay. I says I.
What's this word? I sat on the log. Can you do it with me?
I sat on the log.
Who sat? I or you?
I.
Where did I sit? On the log or on the dog?
On the log.
On the log. That one was silly, huh? Good.
Yeah.
So these were really brief overviews of all of the components that we need to be targeting in our lessons with our students in kindergarten, and some examples of how we would complete these activities online. Now, depending on the child and if you're seeing them one-on-one versus in a group, these activities may take longer and may need to be spread across a few different days. That's totally okay. You know your students best and how to structure those lessons to be an appropriate pace for them. So if you are interested in learning more about the science of reading, we have our free Science of Reading Blueprint linked in the description for you below. This will go through the research behind the science of reading, as well as actionable implementation tips you can start using today. If you enjoyed this video, comment below and let us know. And let us know what other videos you'd like to see from us. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day.